My dream of me and Pete setting a world land speed record is turning into a nightmare after the speed test of my stock Triumph was a disaster, only managing a paltry 55 miles an hour instead of the required 85. I need to start with a new frame, and where better to come than the iconic British frame manufacturer Metisse motorcycles. Okay, so I've had to bite the bullet and we've got to change everything. In no way is it going to be quick enough in its standard form. So we have to retain the original engine cases, but in the category and the class that we're in, we can actually build everything else new, or special construction as they call it. Now in the 50s, just after World War II, everyone bought the old World War II bikes and then they bobbed them, which basically means they took the mudguards off them and all that kind of stuff, took any excess weight to go racing with. So that's the vibe that we're after. The classic retro bobber style frame is a rigid, so no suspension. It's lean, mean and minimalist. This race bike is going to be all about go, not show. Fortunately for me, I'm being allowed to adapt an existing Metisse bobber frame rather than build a new one. Now that's good for cash flow. This is my Bible, okay? And this bike here, built by a chap called Ian Barry in Los Angeles, who is a legend, gives you an idea of what I want to do. That's it, man. Check out the beauty of that bike. That style of motorcycle is what we're going to create. But obviously the first thing to do is to get that frame right. If we get the frame right, everything hopefully after that will be plain sailing. Metisse have an illustrious history in racing in all its forms. Their off-road race bikes were a firm favourite of none other than the Hollywood legend Steve McQueen. So boss Jerry Lisi knows exactly how to mod a stock bobber frame for racing at Bonneville. What are the differences between the normal bobber frame and what we're using on the Salt?
Well, what we've done with this one, to give you a bit more stability, we rake the steering out a bit more, and it should firm the bike up, and it should be a bit safer when you reach up the high speeds. You're going in a straight line anyway.
Don't need to steer.
So you don't need to steer. So raking it out does actually stabilise the bike more.
So Jerry and welder Harry are going to use their combined talents to rake the headstock out further, to keep the bike stable at high speed and also to make it lower. Then Pete and I will be actually lying on the bike, trying to be as aerodynamic as possible. Hey Jerry, look, I'm loving it. Okay, I've bitten the bullet now. I know we've got to transform everything and create something that is so radically different from that standard bike. So with a fistful of cash, now the Phoenix is going to rise out of the flames of disaster, and our record attempt is back on track. But it'll take welder Harry a good few man-hours to get this frame just perfect. I've understood that I'm in for quite a shed full of money, but I tell you what a great way to spend it.